यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञान घन प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्माहमस्मि सोहमस्मि ब्रह्माहमस्मि। ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्र वेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। My best wishes and paripurna ashirvadams. May the Almighty Lord Venkateshwara bestow all kinds of prosperity, health, wealth and eternal happiness to you and entire your family members and friends too. Let us begin Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, verse number 6. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha अजोपि सन्नव्ययात्मा भूतानामीश्वरोऽपि सन् प्रकृतिं स्वामधिष्ठाय संभवाम्यात्म मायया. The secret of Lord Krishna's birth is revealed in these 4 shlokas. As Arjuna asked the questions, when Krishna said, this education, vidya, the knowledge which I taught first to sun god, and he taught to his son, like the lineage was continuing, in between the lineage had been broken. Therefore, the same knowledge I have revealed you, unfolded you. So when this statement was received by Arjuna, he had the question, so how it is possible? Because I know the birth of Lord Krishna, and during the birth so many chaos had happened. Therefore, he was not able to keep himself quiet. He just put the question. Vedanta, especially Bhagavad Gita, encourages the questions whatever happens in our mind. Our Sanatana Dharma is not a dogma. It provokes, it welcomes all your doubts. Because mind has got its own tendency to think, to pursue, to understand with the help of logic. Now he is thinking as the logical mind, as the normal person. Now Krishna gives the answer, the beautiful answer. The last verse itself, there are so many janmas, my dear Arjuna. I am aware about those, all of them, but you are not. Because I am endowed with non-ignorance, Maya. You are endowed with avidya, which controls you as ignorance. Now he also brings 2 concepts. I am the Brahman, Ajaha. I am the God, Ishvaraha. Now these 2 concepts must be analyzed in the normal way as a sadhaka, as the for intelligence way. That's what I said in the last session. Now, Ajaha, Aham Ajaha. Ajaha means unborn. I am unborn. To accept oneself that I am unborn, it's very difficult job. Now the benefit of the teaching, prayojana of teaching, is to see myself as unborn person. That's what Krishna said. When Krishna teaches you are beyond birth and death, then he should not consider himself as though subjected to birth and death. He is very confident enough, he could accept, he could see himself not between birth and death, he could see himself between birth and death, death and birth. He could see the sequence, body comes, body goes, body comes and body goes. Not only his sharira, so other sharira comes and go. This is the benefit of supreme knowledge called Brahma Vidya. Once we realize, we will definitely accept we are unborn. So you may think it is impractical. Now, okay, so I respect, I value your emotion, your ideology, your thinking. Yes, it is not practical, but it is very practical. How? When you were born, okay, we just forget about when we were born. Just go to the hospitals now and see the newly born baby. How did you feel when you were born? What the baby will say? Because the experience is to be born is beyond our understanding. Nobody could experience his birth. But you keep on saying that I am born, I am born, I am born, my date is this. Even we were not in a state to realize the time concept, the place concept. Place means where we were born. Somebody might have told you. Somebody means your parents should have told you, otherwise you cannot remember your place itself. And when you accept that I am born, then what? It is easy to transact in the world. But Krishna says, so you just accepted the concept of the birth just because it's going to be easy for the transaction of the world. And what about your real understanding about you? What is your inner core says that you are born or not? No. When we were born, we didn't experience it. And when we are going to die. And one character which was in the Purana, Jaratushta. That Jaratushta, while being born, he was laughing. After being born, he was laughing. All of us, we used to cry. We have to cry. If we are not crying, we are patted on our butts. So this, the concept of the birth, the simple questions also can be added. Why do we cry? Is there any solution? No, because the lungs are getting functioned. So what? Should we cry for that? Why can't we become Jaradushta? Because when we were celebrating every year birthday, so why we cried? It's a celebrating things. Why do we cry? So that's what the normal phenomenon, to see, to accept birth as my thing. No, birth is only to the body. So I was manifested long back, of course 10 months back of the birth. So now birth is not for me is the first teaching. So when you are going to die, then you will experience the death is not for me. The Shastra helps us to negate the death. So when you want to conquer the death, you have to accept your unborn. The death and birth is same concept of one coin. Death and birth are the one phenomenon. It appears as the two. Once you die, you will be born again. Once you were born, you have to go and achieve the death. That's the normal people's understanding, to accept I am born. But your inner core will say, it will definitely deny. Once you study Shastra, then alone you will justify it. Otherwise, nobody is talking that. Nobody will ask, do you know that you are unborn? I am also unborn. Nobody will talk, because that is beyond the transaction. Transaction doesn't need. This is like, when you sleep, you didn't sleep. Sleep took place. You were aware very much, and you also enjoyed it. Like that, when Krishna says, I am Ajaha, that is for sadhaka. He says he himself is very confident. He is nothing but Brahman. Ajaha means here the Brahman which is all pervasive. Therefore he brings the topic, I am Avyayaha, because the body, it goes decay. I never become a destructible object, because being subject Atma, I am all pervasive. Though I am all pervasive, but I am the Ishvara. I'm the author of the universe. This is known as a God concept. Many people, they don't believe there is a God, but they believe there is a world. Okay, it's a peculiar. Okay, what is the connection between believing God, believing the world? Because when you see a pot, you just you understand there is a pot. You give the existence to that pot. There is a pot. My question is, if you consider there is a pot, and there must be somebody who created the pot, isn't it? Yes, of course. Wow. How could you accept it? When the pot maker is not in front of you, how could you understand, or how could you accept there might have been a pot maker who made the pot? Because of the logic. Like when you see the world, there must be somebody. No, that may not be somebody, something. What is the difference between something and somebody? Something, some power. That's cosmic power. That power, why can't it be given a form? Because pot doesn't show the form of the man who made the pot. That is the concept. When you accept there is a power which is running the world, there is a power which created the world, that concept is being analyzed here. Aham bhutanam Ishvaraha means Lord Krishna is the author, creator of the world. He need not to be in front of you. Just you accept, as you accept a pot maker, whether he is alive or not, there must be somebody who has made the pot. In the same way, there is somebody or there is some power which is in the form of Krishna conscious. Why can't you accept it? So when you accept, you will gain the prayojana, benefit. Just let us try one time at least. That's what Bhutanam Ishvara means. The concept of the God will be discussed in the 7th chapter. In very elaborate way, the God concept will be discussed. Therefore, I am not bringing here. Okay. Now, I am the God. I use my creative power to produce myself. That is the message from this words. Aham Atma Mayaya Sambhavami. Aham Atma Mayaya. We have to note the word Atma Maya means Swamaya. I manifest myself with the help of my Maya. Now Maya means what? As I introduced, Maya is the power. That power which has got two kinds of potential capacity. Now when you see a rope as the snake, I am bringing the same example so that you will be get connected. So when you see a rope as a snake, so which veil the rope, which projects rope as the snake, that's what called avidya, which is individual mistake. I said in the 2nd chapter. That same power, so that one power is being divided into two kinds of dimension. So a veiling capacity, veiling the rope and projecting as the snake. That's what is by avidya. That individual avidya is known as individual ignorance. Okay. That collective avidya known as Maya. That Maya is because of Ishvara. So Ishvara is the author of Maya. So this world is designed for you to give your experience of karma phala. Now God helps us to enjoy our karma phala. The body is given by Him. The world around you is given by Him. He is the author of this whole stage called the world. So He sets a unique world for you because you have got your own karma phala. The world has to be unique so that you could enjoy your karma phala. That's the God's duty. Now he says, I have created world for you. At the same time, I am also producing myself or manufacturing myself into name and form as a human being. The purpose of my birth is what? He himself reveals in the next words. Let us read it. Very famous words. We will understand a little bit more what is understood in the past. Okay. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharata abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham paritrāṇāya sadhūnām vināṣāya ca duṣkrūtāṃ dharma samsthāpanārthāya sambhavāmi yuge yuge. The two verses has to be read together, therefore I have read. So for the past two verses, 6 and 7 and 8, in these three verses, he says again and again, but with a different verb. Aham atmamayaya sambhavami. I produce, I make myself into manifestation. In the seventh verse, he says, Aham atmanam srijami. I create. Okay, I make and I create. In the next verse, he says, Sambhavami. Again, I make myself. Now, the purpose of the birth of God, which is known as Divyam Janma, referred in the verse number 9. Janma karma chame divyam. So Bhagavan Krishna's birth is divyam, which is divine. His karma is also divine. How? The cause of our birth is nothing but our karma phala. We are born in order to. The cause of our birth is nothing but our karma phala. We are given body or we are born is to enjoy our karma phala. Therefore, we are running our life, birth to death, death to birth. That's what our traveling. But once you think about the birth of Ishvara, which is in the form of incarnation, so which makes him to be born as the human being, as some other being like Dashavatara has got, so Varaha Avatara, Matsya Avatara. So why do we call it incarnation? Because no vasana balam, no karma phala. So without karma phala, they make themselves as the manifestation. It is possible. It is possible once you realize the truth of secret of birth of Lord Krishna, you also create your own world. Though we are creating our own world, but which is false. Which is false means which is veiled by ignorance. So when the ignorance is removed, that is known as Ichha Janma. Parecha Prarabdham. He says, I am born is not for my sake, not for my karma phala, because I don't have any karma phala. So when I don't have karma phala, I need not to be born, but I make myself to be born because in order to protect dharma. So wherever dharmasya glanir bhavati, nashtam bhavati, when dharma goes down, adharma comes up, I make myself in order to protect, in order to grow the dharma, in order to slay adharma. That is the concept. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati. That yada is not in one yuga. No, every single fraction of seconds I make myself. The best example, you may feel a little bit awkward with the example, but I am giving that example. When you keep a dead rat in a room, close the door and come after 2 days, just open the door, you can have the very fragrant smell, isn't it? Come after a week, come after 10 days, what will be there? The first day the air was polluted, the next day also air was polluted. After 10 days, no smell. After 15 days, no smell at all. After if you bury that rat, after 1 month, everything is eaten. That digestion. So which has purified the air? Yada yada dharmasya glanir bhavati. So which purifies that? The bad smell is called Krishna's consciousness. That is the Ishwaratvam, that is the godliness, that is the force of dharma. That force is nothing but supported by Lord Almighty alone. That force, power is known as Almighty. So whatever you make in wrong way, immediately you will be offended or defended or slayed by the force. Therefore, be endowed with good thoughts. Don't be endowed with bad thoughts. Once you are making yourself to be endowed with bad thoughts, in you alone, the force which will make yourself into dharma. If it is needed, it will slay. Now, paritranaya sadhunam, the connectivity between these two verses, in order to protect dharma, so dharma exists in the good people's mind and heart. Therefore, the people has to be protected. So that I am protecting sadhunam paritranaya. In order to protect them, I make myself into being. And in order to slay the bad, evil-minded, because when I slay the people, I am not a cruel person. You might have seen all the demons who were slayed were accepted and they were adapted in the Bhagavan itself, like Narakasura, who were while killing, so that demonness, okay, that bad evilness, when the body is slayed, it goes away. He also wished to celebrate his death as a Deepavali. That's what we are celebrating every year, Deepavali. That evil, it has to disappear. He will make it out of from your system. Otherwise, if the system is more polluted, he will remove your system. He will supply other system. That's what God's job is. Abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Abhyuthana means to slay, to destroy adharma. Therefore, whenever you go against dharma, you have to keep in your mind, at that point itself, there is a force which is generated to oppose your wrongdoing. Therefore, these two verses, it has to be assimilated. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Dushkritam means wrongdoers. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In order to establish dharma, I make again and again, every second. You need not to wait for Kalki Avatara. So this incarnation is in all places, in every atom it is endowed with. So when something happens wrongly, there itself it creates in our body. Also, you could see that if something goes inside, if a small needle or some foreign body goes inside, so all the cells and all the bacteria, it gathers in order to take them away. That is the system. That system is established in these two verses as the Almighty. Once you realize it, you are endowed with the system which is nothing but the Almighty alone. That's what he says. Now he concludes himself with giving a proper dimension, proper words for it. Janma karma cha me divyam yevam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. Once you understand the secret of the birth and the secret of the karma of the Lord Krishna or of Almighty, you will get rid of your papa. You will be liberated. That's the wonder. Why? Because your system also the similar one which Krishna's and Rama's and all avatars which they had as the system. That is the truth we have to understand. When we analyze about the birth secret of the God, so we are analyzing about our secret. And these 4 verses, when you learn elaborately, you meditate on that, you just keep doing inquiry on these 3 verses, so you will get lots of abundance of knowledge. The knowledge will help you to come out of your birth and death. Therefore, the divine birth and divine karma. Divine karma means so all others punya phala. In order to give the punya phala, in order to give the papa, the punishment to the papa karma, I am making myself. Whatever the form it is needed. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhaya chitum ichhati tasya tasya chalam shraddham tameva vidhadhamyaham. He is going to say in the next shatkam, I think 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th verses, it will speak about it. You know, whatever the way you worship, I will come and I will protect you. That is the secret of his karma. Karma means he doesn't have karma, but he is becoming as a tool to produce phala of our karma. When we surrender to him, so he will take it very seriously and he will work for us. That is the secret. We will continue in detail from next session tomorrow. Harihi Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.